5 years ago, we changed our business model to be a software company, so we deploy the software directly to utilities or to your consultants that do planning work. So we do offline planning for utilities around capital investment, capital decision making, as well as around operational changes that you want to make on your networks. We apply it to both water distribution networks, collection systems, and stormwater networks. So we've been doing this for a while, lots of different utilities, and we have an opinion. The opinion is that the traditional process for planning is really broken. It's really built for a different era. It assumed that networks were static. We all know now, though, that how different they are and how much they change based on old engineering standards, and really focused on the mechanics and not necessarily about the outcomes for the customer. So in the past, the focus was really on hydraulic performance and costing out solutions and then going out and building things. But today, there's really been an explosion of factors where I've got budget constraints. I also have risk concerns. I've got quality concerns, political implications, social and community impacts, regulatory decrees, multitude of dynamic conditions, new infrastructure technologies, lots and lots of data, Internet of Things, hyperconnectivity. I got all this stuff now that I also need to help inform my decisions on where I'm going to make investments. So, the harsh reality, it's upside down economics. So most utilities are borrowed to capacity. You're trying to increase rates as much as you can, but the aging infrastructure gap keeps widening, right? So it's not sustainable. So time's running out, failure zone's upon us where, these utilities, asset health, good up here, poor to the point where it's not sustainable, failed. A lot of utilities are getting into this area where I can't afford to keep up with the failing infrastructure. So, new era, new set of strategic questions. Where am I most exposed to risk? How do I balance my rates and debt service? How do I consider all the possible scenarios with so many things changing? And how do I shift from how much does it cost to what can I actually afford? So, the question really is the manual trial and retrial method. So what we mean by that is I'll use best engineering judgment. I'll try to pick some pipe sizes, pump sizes, tank sizes, maybe real-time control. I'll run the analysis to see if it works. If it doesn't, then I change things up, and I keep doing that until something works and I cost it out. Then I discover it costs too much, so I start changing things again. That's a trial and retrial approach. So here's what we're doing that's a little bit different, with a few forward-thaking leaders. So some examples here where United Utilities, we help them very quickly save 13% in weekly operations. Thames Water, we got into some leakage benefit. The Southern Water, this was a blending problem. Get into WSSC, so this was actually looking at hydraulic performance and asset management at the same time to come up with the best investment for the utility. Bend, Oregon, we got into capital investment efficiency of 15% improvement than that traditional approach. Las Vegas, energy reduction. So how'd they do it? So in the past, it was about making decisions behind closed doors and using best engineering judgment. But today, it's more about understanding these dynamic living systems and exhausting all the possible options that you could possibly think of and really trying to manage or balance risk and trading things off. So the example I've got here is if I'm going to try to solve a problem, I may look at different pipe sizes, pump sizes, tank sizes within a network, for example, at different locations. Maybe I've got real-time controls in there to create some inline storage on a collection system. And I may have time to create 5 different solutions. And in this example, only 3 of them actually perform to where I need them to. And so now the next thing I'm going to do is actually cost them out. And so I can see here that this one's the lowest cost out of the 3 that actually perform okay. What we do at Optimatics is we say, engineer planner, just give us all the pipe sizes, pump sizes, tank sizes, and locations, and all the different settings that you want to operate at. And what we do is we take that and we put that into the model and we run it hundreds of thousands of times. What ends up happening now is the engineers, planners, get an outcome report like this where each dot represents a different combination of pipes, pumps, and tanks. So they can start interrogating and understanding the network behavior of where is the sweet spot. The sweet spot is actually along this line here, so for a given cost, I get a certain level of performance. So this is very good, but it costs me a lot. This is really bad, but it didn't cost me very much. So a lot of times once you go through the analysis, you can start, in this example, I've got a little kink in here where the actual area of interest is right around here, because as I start spending more and more money, I don't get that much more system improvement, right? So I'm actually throwing good money after bad at this point, right? So the engineers, planners have access to all of these results to vet and understand what's going to be best for the utility. So our technology requirements, we look at things holistically, so we look at all of the asset types out on these networks. We do multi-objective analysis where we're trading off performance, hydraulic performance, against maybe the asset management risk or the social or community impacts, as well as cost. I'm also using intelligent algorithms to go through the analysis very quickly up in the cloud. So on a collection system overnight, we can get those results of 100,000 computations. We have full transparency such that I can go and interrogate any one of those solutions. So stakeholders have an opinion about how the problem could be fixed. You can very easily go look at those options and understand what is the impact from a cost and performance perspective. Highly adaptable models where once I've got the options defined, if I want to change the storm scenario, the options are all in the model and it will go through and optimize to that new scenario. So very quickly I can do a lot of analysis on the back end of having this model set up. And then we leverage the power of the cloud. So we've got commercial arrangements now with Innovyze, with Bentley, and with DHI. We use their solvers up in the cloud as well, so there's no real need at this point to actually take any hydraulic data and do the conversion work. So why Optimatics key differentiators? We consider all the possibilities. We take this holistic approach and use the computational cloud. We zero in on the best strategies fast using the algorithms and using multiple objectives. And we act with confidence that we provide transparent results, and it's a data-driven approach.